Here's the latest on the Pegasus row. As per Washington Post, NSO has said it will investigate the allegations of potential spyware abuse. As per the Washington Post report, the firm has said that some of the allegations reported were disturbing and that strict action will be taken if the tool is found to be misused. All right, let's now turn our focus to the big story that we are tracking at this hour. Multiple disruptions and adjournments of both the Houses of Parliament witnessed today owing to the Pegasus row that has clearly rocked Parliament on day 2 of the monsoon session. While the political fight over the alleged spyware abuse continues, BJP has hardened its stand over this issue. In the latest, UP CM Yogi Adityanath says that there is an international conspiracy to derail progress in India, and he has alleged conspiracy by opposition to destabilize the BJP government. So let's first listen in to what Yogi Adityanath had to say on this.
विपक्ष पूरी तरह नकारात्मक भूमिका में के साथ में है और उन अंतर्राष्ट्रीय साजिशों का शिकार जाने अनजाने में हो रहा है। जो अंतर्राष्ट्रीय साजिश किसी न किसी रूप में भारत को अस्थिर करना चाहते हैं, भारत को किसी न किसी रूप में अस्त व्यस्त करना चाहते हैं। भारत को अस्थिर करने के लिए जिन मंसूबों के साथ विपक्ष कार्य कर रहा है, यह अत्यंत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है।
Okay, so remember, this is with regards to the new investigation that has come to the fore, published on the 18th of July 2021, which was based on a massive data leak carried out by 16 media organizations, including one of the web portals in India that has published this report, which talks about how Pegasus, which is a spyware being used by authorities to actually keep an eye on activists, journalists, business executives, government officials and politicians. According to the report published on Sunday, phones of 2 serving union ministers, 3 opposition leaders, 1 constitutional authority, current and former heads of security organizations, administrators and 40 senior journalists and activists from India are in that list, allegedly bugged using Pegasus and put on surveillance. Whether this attempt to snoop on them was successful or not has not been established. The report itself mentions that they were in the target list for snooping. So this is a global consortium of media organizations that we are talking about. That Israeli company NSO Group's Pegasus software was used to bug 300 mobile phones in India. That's the issue under contention. I'm going to now introduce our guests this afternoon. Joining me here is Raman Malik, spokesperson of the BJP. I'm also hoping to be joined by Radhika Khera, national spokesperson of the Congress. Well, I'm told Mr. Raman Malik is with us. Yes, Mr. Malik, good afternoon. I want to begin by asking you the most important and critical question at this hour, which I think the opposition is also raising, but it is important for the government to actually address this issue about, one can understand that there is a grave allegation now leveled by Priyanka Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi saying that there is a breach of privacy and directly implicating the Modi government's involvement in this. How do you respond to the opposition's charge on this issue, sir?
I think, there are far more greater questions here than answering to people like Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi who are not serious into their politics. And those questions I have aligned. I have some 11 questions which I need to put through your channel because you are a responsible channel which looks into both directions. So the first question is, what is the source and purpose of the data leak of 50,000 numbers? What is the guarantee that those 50,000 numbers were actively used for Pegasus interception and not a mere collection of numbers? And what is the merit? How have you ensured that 50,000 numbers were genuine numbers in toto, whether they were genuine? Amnesty reports had details, specific mentions that there were mere presence of the phone numbers in the data is not guarantee of infection of snooping. That they said. The report very categorically said that we are not guaranteeing such. It is also stated that about 67 phones were examined, found out some 23 phones were infected, 14 phones showed signs of attempted incursion, and 30 smartphones were inconclusive. Now, one can take out from the sample set what is the kind of data and what is the kind of relevance that they are showing, which would be, again, a very important thing that a total number of 67, which comes out to some 44.7% of the total sample size, 44.7%. 14 phone को अगर देखते हैं, then it comes to some 20.9%. Were not infected, and attempted hacking on 34% were there. So are these numbers and the story which is being made around it genuine or not? That is again a bigger question which needs to be asked and which has to be ascertained before we start accusing anybody. Also, not to forget, there were 47 countries, 45 countries. Why only 17? Why only 11 are taken out? Those who are today, targeting, especially from Wire and Amnesty, both have a problem with this current dispensation, which is very well known. So why were they taken on board if it was an independent kind of investigation? If you know that somebody is already biased, why would you take that person? Also, not to forget that we are talking about 300 odd numbers out of the 50K numbers which are there. And I believe some 15,000 were out of Mexico, 10,000 were out of Morocco, UAE, other European countries where there were over 1,000 numbers. Now, all these things are there with me, and I have, these are very important questions. Nobody is ready to answer these questions and jumping on the conclusion.
Yes, I understand the figures that you're quoting, and you're right in actually quoting that fact about how Amnesty Security Lab examined 67 smartphones where attacks were suspected, 23 were successfully infected, 14 showed signs of attempted penetration. So the report that was initially published, Mr. Malik has also said it very clearly that there is nothing to immediately suggest that they were successful in this snooping attempt, or all the phones were successfully infiltrated or information were drawn out of them. The report has put that disclaimer, but nevertheless, it's a serious enough concern, sir, that the list itself, the names that you have in that list.
Out of the 23, which was found to be infected, out of the 23 which were found to be infected, how many were Androids and how many were Apple have to be known. And then also, the most important factor which has to be understood today is who is accusing. A normal citizen like me or you will not have anything to hide. But there are security apparatuses. The government has very categorically
said let Radhika Khera respond, sir. I gave you enough time to put your case up for us. Radhika Khera, couple of questions, of course, are glaring. One is, how are you directly linking this to the Modi government? There is nothing to establish in the report itself. There is nothing to establish that this is being done by the government per se. That is question number one. And why are these foreign agencies, what Mr. Malik is also asking, more credible to you than your Indian government, was clearly saying that we have nothing to do with this kind of a surveillance? There are established procedures in this country how surveillance is done, and nothing can infiltrate in that. Why is that not convincing enough for you? Why are the foreign agencies who have collaborated to bring out this report more convincing and more credible in your eyes, Radhika Khera?
Since 1947, Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi is the first head of a government in India who has visited Israel. He visited Israel in July 2017, and the use of this software began just after his visit. And there were several cooperation agreements that were signed at that visit. And this is in public domain. This is not hidden from anyone, and this is not coming out of any country or any other country's reports or anything. And we've seen whether it was Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has this old habit of snooping. We've seen what he's been doing, what he did as a chief minister in Gujarat. He had snooped over a young girl. He was snooping over his own people even then. So he has this old habits die hard.
No, are these claims or are there any substantial evidence? That is what the BJP is asking today. Are you cornering the government on the basis of claims, or are you cornering or questioning on the basis of something substantial in terms of evidence?
There is absolute evidence. It's all available. Why will anyone want to destroy Prime Minister Shri Modi's image? He's a world-famous Prime Minister, and the way things are going, like the government claims, we have good relations with every country, and the relations have never been better than before. So why would any country or anyone want to do a hit job on the Modi government? They've been doing such good work. Why, and what is the problem? Why are they not open to an inquiry? They should be open to an inquiry. And why is the Home Minister not being passed till now? Why
Let's ask Mr. Malik. Okay.
There should be a complete full
Yes, so that's a fair question, Raman Malik, that your job just doesn't end with saying that the government is not involved. Your job doesn't end with dismissing the Modi government's involvement. Beyond that, there is a responsibility to crack this mystery. Fine, you are not, the government has never been indulging in these practices, but then who is? Is somebody behind this or not? I mean, that clarity has to come through, sir.
See, those clarities should come, and especially the Congress, now that it has been, made aware to the public by various publications and themselves also, that Mr. Gandhi also claims to be one of the person whose phone is infected. Mr. Prashant Kishore is there. There are a couple of other people. Why doesn't these all people file a FIR based on these reports and submit their apparatuses for forensic evidence inquiries into it? Let them file an FIR. That is one portion of it. But what Radhika Khera said has to be understood.
Which is what we want the government to say, that let there be a JPC probe, let there be a court-monitored probe, but no one is saying that, Mr. Malik. The government is arguing that this is a conspiracy. Your ministers are saying that this is timed before the monsoon session. Your ministers are blaming the opposition for playing into the hands of international agencies. No one is saying, yes, we need a probe to get to the bottom of things.
Please understand what I'm about to say. One is a clear evidence that the Congress is angry because of the India-Israel visit that happened at that point, because their permanent status was that Israel should not be visited. Why? People know it better. What happened in Vigyan Bhavan under the National Advisory Council, everybody knows, and every file, how they were created, is also well known. Now, my point comes that 2013 RTI revealed that the UPA government was snooping upon 9,000 phone numbers and 500 emails, which is on record. Now, I want to understand, were they doing this out of what intention? If the same question is asked, they will say that it was under the state security. Now, if we have not followed the principles...
No, but again, it's not fair to resort to this whataboutery, Mr. Malik, simply because then, we will get into the blame game once again. Let's focus on the issue of, can there be a probe? Can there be a fair probe? Can there be a JPC probe in this? I understand you are referring to previous instances of snooping. Unfortunately, we don't have the time for that. I have to allow Ms. Khera to respond. Why aren't devices being submitted for forensic examination? Mr. Malik has raised this issue, that why don't these digital devices, which are supposedly infiltrated, being submitted? Because let's face it, some of the victims have declined from submitting their phones and their handsets. They do not want that examination. So that defeats your purpose, because this is now hinged at finding evidence, Radhika Khera.
Okay. So the BJP spokesperson has been saying that we are putting everything based on reports that are coming from international agencies. Well, I think he's forgetting that on 28th November 2019, the IT minister in Parliament admitted that there were 121 names from India in the Pegasus infected list, and the government of India had also issued a notice to NSO and the owner of the Pegasus spyware. Now tell me, after that, when you have admitted in 2019,
Yes.
now you are not accepting and you're saying that this is based on reports. The government itself had admitted on the floor of the Parliament that yes, 121 are there and they are on the hit list and they are being tracked. What has the government done since then? Have they done any inquiry? Have they caught hold of any people? If something like this was happening, it is something which is very detrimental to the national security of the country. And there are names that are coming out, and it is with the list and the things, the sources that we are reading online and all those media reports that are coming, that there are people even from the government. There are leaders who even I'm sure the BJP spokesperson looks up to. Maybe his phone is also being targeted. Maybe he is also being tapped. So, and the point of thing is you're not... I did not speak in front of you.
I have nothing
Sir,
to
I did not speak in
And if there's something being heard, I have no problem. I'm an open public figure.
By screaming and shouting over me, you will not be able to prove that you people are not spying on the nation. The fact is, people who are
Ma'am,
on
I've
the
got
border...
nothing to hide.
Sir, please don't
My
speak in
humble
Finish
submission.
your point. I'll have to give Mr.
If you
Raman
have
Malik a
nothing to
chance to
hide, let me
respond.
complete.
Quickly finish your point, ma'am.
Please let me complete. The point is, if
Okay.
if they are absolutely
All right.
clean and clear, they should be open to an inquiry. The Prime Minister's
Yes.
role, the Home Minister's role is questionable. The government's role is questionable. That if they knew 121 people were being followed and tracked, what have they done since 2019 after admitting it on the floor of the Parliament? Nothing. They're sitting on it and laying eggs. Why? Why are they playing with the country's integrity and the country's national security?
Yes.
Who are those 121 people who are being followed when the government knows about it? Knowing and not taking any action is a bigger crime. And
Okay,
then
fair
blaming
enough.
it
So,
on-
Raman Malik, it's very clear there are cyber criminals that exist who are competent enough to hack into systems, who are ahead of this game. So let's for a moment say that these are certain unscrupulous elements behind it. Is the government going to at least focus on cracking down on them? That's the question we are asking, Mr. Raman Malik.
See, the point is very clear. Number one, as Ms. Khera was saying, I can only comment this much. I have nothing to hide. And people who have no ill intentions do not have any problems, whoever might say anything or hear anything. Number one. Number two, the stance of various organizations like WIRE has been well documented on how they stand and where do they stand and who do they take orders from. Now, the last thing that I need to answer is what you have asked me. And the point is simple, that at that point, again, there were media reports and the minister assured that they will be looking into it. Now, the point is that now today these leaks, so as to speak, are about 50,000 numbers, and out of which only 300 are from India. Why is the entire effort concentrated of India? Although the government will definitely look into what is the substantial evidences behind it, and they will be doing their due diligence. But the point is, out of 50,000, even if it was 5% and which was just 1% of the total numbers, again somebody would have said, this is below even 1%. Why is it 1% of the numbers is being made as the case study? Because there are intentions. The New York Times has given its full intention.
Okay, I got your point. You're saying there are vested
Washington
interests.
Post
There's
has
a
given it
reason
time and
why
again.
the trust is
The
on
Guardian
India.
has given time
There
and
are
again.
certain elements
The
sitting
Wire has
abroad
given
which you're
time and again.
suggesting are making sure that this issue gathers center stage. But yes, it is also true that this is deflecting attention from the issues of fuel price hike, from inflation, from the farmers' issues. And that is perhaps not fair because the parliament session is getting disrupted day in and day out. I'll have to leave it at that. Raman Malik and Radhika Khera, I appreciate you joining us on The Big Story today.